It was just after 8:30 a.m. on a brisk Wednesday morning when Elijah Warren stepped onto the courthouse steps of the Fulton County Judicial Center. Dressed in a charcoal suit, his Department of Justice badge discreetly clipped inside his inner jacket pocket, he scanned the courtyard. He wasn't here as a witness, lawyer, or defendant. Elijah was conducting a federal oversight review, an unannounced visit as part of a broader investigation into patterns of civil rights violations within the county's law enforcement system. The DOJ had assigned him to observe court proceedings, audit officer conduct, and compile reports for the Civil Rights Division. It was routine, or it was supposed to be. As he approached the front entrance, a uniformed officer, Officer Bradley Kane, stepped in front of him, blocking the path. "You lost, sir?" Kane asked, his tone sharp and condescending. Elijah raised an eyebrow. "Number just heading inside. You were the defendant? Witness? You can't just loiter around here in a suit and think no one's going to ask questions?" Elijah calmly reached for his ID. "Actually," Kane cut him off, "don't reach for anything." Elijah slowly put his hands back to his sides. "Sir, I'm going to need to see some ID. Now." People nearby started to glance over. A few attorneys and courthouse staff were quietly watching. Elijah noticed the courthouse security camera overhead. Perfect angle. He cleared his throat. "You're a courthouse officer, yes?" "That's right." "You're not federal?" "No." "Then you have no jurisdiction to demand ID from a federal investigator lawfully performing his duties on public property." Kane smirked. "Federal investigator? That right?" "Yes." "Prove it." Elijah slowly reached into his inner pocket, pulled out a sleek black wallet, and flipped it open. The golden badge of the United States Department of Justice glinted under the morning light. Next to it, his photo ID and credentials. Kane's smirk faded. Elijah continued, his voice calm but firm. "I'm Senior Investigator Elijah Warren, assigned to the DOJ's Civil Rights Division. I'm conducting an official audit on local law enforcement practices, one of which, I'd like to point out, now includes this encounter." Kane stepped back. "I didn't know. That I was federal? You assumed I didn't belong here. That's why you stopped me." "I was just doing my job." Elijah tilted his head. "Number you were profiling, and now you're part of my report." The silence between them was deafening. As Elijah walked past and into the courthouse, Kane stood frozen, unsure whether to speak or retreat. His name had already been noted, his conduct recorded, both on security cameras and in Elijah's meticulous memory. Inside, Elijah met with the federal judge overseeing DOJ cooperation. The encounter outside was the perfect, if unfortunate, example of why his investigation mattered. Later that week, an internal memo circulated within the Fulton County Sheriff's Office, referencing an incident with a DOJ investigator and issuing immediate retraining orders for courthouse officers on racial bias and federal boundaries. The next month, Elijah's full report was submitted to the Civil Rights Division. It recommended policy reforms, body cam mandates, and regular oversight audits for the county. It passed with unanimous support. Reporters asked Elijah about the now viral footage of the courthouse incident. He simply said, "I'm not the story. Accountability is." But behind closed doors, his name became synonymous with precision, poise, and the power of holding the system to its own laws.